Yeah, I actually got asked to do like a tier list of all the new hisuain forms that have come out with Legends Arceus, so I figured I'd get into that before we started the Spiritomb hunt today. So we're gonna just do it in order of what's already on here, but I already kind of know where I'm gonna place stuff. So if we look at the first one, we've got the new Basculegion, which is the new rideable Pokemon, and I actually think the design for this is actually pretty good. They've made it very unique, which is it suits the Arceus theme. And then if we're talking about GOAT, we're only going to put one in GOAT because that is the greatest of all time, right? So only one's going to go in there. As for that one, I haven't really decided it yet because I'm torn between two, so I'll probably change that up at the end. So the next one we have is a Braviary. I'm going to be putting Braviary also in great design, but just ahead of the Basculegion. We've got the new hisuain Growlithe, which I'd say also a great design. They've done fairly well with all the designs in this game, I think, and it's going to be pretty stacked in terms of great designs. But there are definitely some trash and meh designs in the game. If we're talking about Cleaver, I'd say Cleaver. Before I started playing the game, I would have put it as the GOAT, but just because of how cool it looked. But I'm gonna have to put it in like great design, with it being. I'd put it above Basculegion. I'll put a Cleaver here. I haven't actually used it much in the game because it kind of like died in expectations for me, to be honest. That's just but it's all opinions. Yo, and also welcome back to the stream, doggo. But I'd definitely put Growlithe, in great design as here. As for Voltorb, I'd say Voltorb, it's not bad. I mean, it just looks like the old Voltorb really, but with just a wooden design. So I think Voltorb isn't that bad. If we were talking about the shiny version would definitely go in great. Weirdeer, I'd say Weirdeer is also not too bad. It's above Voltorb, definitely, but it's definitely in the not bad section for me. Zorowak. Zorowak is easily a great design. And when I say great design, I mean it's definite. I'd definitely put it above the Growlithe, above the Basculegion, and above the Cleaver. I wouldn't have it above the Braviary though. This Braviary is definitely one of my favorites. Zorowak is... Oh, my Superman died. It's fine though. Zorowak, I'd put Zorowak also in great design just for a follow-on from the Zorowak. It definitely held up with the evolution. It's above Growlithe, it's above Basculegion. I actually wouldn't put this above Cleaver though. Okay, I think we have our first meh. The new design for one of like the Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus is Enamorus, and I'd definitely put Enamorus in a meh. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just I don't really have any special feelings towards it, but it's not trash, I'd say. Its extra evolution is also in the same category. If we're going for Sneasel, I actually think the standard hisuain Sneasel looks better than the Weirdeer. I'd put this at the top of not bad. It is a really cool design. Now, Liligan was a bit controversial when the game first came out, and for the trailers, people didn't like the look of Liligan. But for me, I would put Liligan at the end of not bad. It's definitely not a bad design. It's not great, but I think after playing the game a bit more, fighting it in the Colosseum battles, I do like what they've done with Liligan. Now, Avalugg is actually my first trash design. I don't think it looks that good. I don't really like the color schemes of it. When I was fighting the boss, I was really excited to like start hunting for an alpha shiny Avalugg, but it just turns out it doesn't look that great in my opinion. And actually the next Pokemon is my pick for the worst design in the new hisuain starters, actually in the entire Arceus game. Sneezler, the hisuain Sneezler, is god awful. I hate this. I have a shiny one. I'm never going to use it. It just looks too dopey. I'm not really a fan. Let's see, what have we got here? Basculin, meh. It's nothing special really, is it? It's just a fish. We've got the other form of Basculegion here, which is also just meh. It's not quite as good as this one here. This is the main one. Or as for the Decidueye, I'd put in Decidueye in not bad, but just above the Liligan and before the Voltorb. That's definite. This is the one that I actually chose for my run through of the game. Then, okay, the next two trash designs, but just above the Sneasler, just above the Avalugg, are both Palkia and Dialga, with Palkia being the worst of the two. They're just not good. I haven't evolved my Palkia or Dialga to this, because I just prefer them as the natural state. Now, I do have a shiny Ursoluna, which I evolved yesterday. It's an alpha shiny Ursoluna. And I would say that this is a great design because of the evolution from Ursaring, which I don't really like Ursaring. But this is such a huge step up for me that I would actually put this just above the Cleaver, not above the Zorowak. Now let's see, Quillfish, it's not bad. It's definitely above the Liligan. I'd put Quillfish here. Overquill, not a fan of it. It doesn't look that great, but I would put it at the top of. I'll put it at the top of meh. So it'll go like here, I'd say, with this version of Enamorus being next to it. If we're talking about Samurott, I think the non-shiny version is. I'd say the non-shiny version of it is not bad. The shiny version is definitely great, but the non-shiny version is down here above Liligan as well. Sliggoo, also not bad, nothing special. It's not great, not bad. I'd put it below the Liligan. Goodra, just the same really. I'd say it's a great. I'd say Goodra's Alpha Goodra. I'm putting it in great design just because of the Alpha Goodra, and just below. It's just below the Hisuain and Growlithe in my opinion. And actually, I'm going to change Hisuain and Growlithe above the Basculegion. Now, I have two picks between GOAT, and I'm going to put them both in GOAT for now, and that's the Hisuain Arcanine and the Hisuain Braviary. That's why I didn't want to put it in straight away. So, Electrode is definitely below the Voltorb. It's below Decidueye in my opinion, and it's above Quillfish. Yeah, I would put the Hisuain Electrode around here. I don't think it's bad, I don't think it's great, it's just it's definitely not bad. Now finally we have the Typhlosion, which was one of the biggest disappointments for me in this. When you actually play it in game, it looks okay, but I would definitely put it in meh, above the Basculegion. Would I put it above Enamorus? Well, I'll put Typhlosion at the top of meh. That's where it like deserves to be in my opinion. As for GOAT, we can only have one in here, and I'm torn between Hisuain and Braviary and Hisuain and Arcanine. Hisuain and Arcanine was actually the first Hisuain Pokemon that I did get, so I'm a bit leaning towards it, and I did like the look of it in game. But the Braviary is like above the Braviary's eyes. That looks great for me. But I think I'm gonna keep it like this with the Arcanine at the top. This is just an opinion. It is a tier list. Like, I just think this is how it plays out, with Arcanine being the best, and then the new Hisuain Sneasler definitely being the worst of all of them by far. No one will ever change my opinion of that. I have a shiny one. I have a shiny Sneasler. Don't like it. It will never be in my team. But then the shiny Sneasel looks great. The blue and the like grey black design looks really good. But this is what my overall tier list would be for Pokemon Legends Arceus with the new starters and Hisuain forms.